ladies and gentlemen, this is Bunnysays. I'd like to welcome you to a new Let's Play. Following in the footsteps of the Testament of Sherlock Holmes. This is the Sherlock Holmes The Awakened, the Remastered edition. Now, this is the setup here. Graphics have been on high, and video, you can see it there. The depth of field, I honestly I can't stand depth of field in games, so I just turn it off all the time. I don't really like the effect, and I don't know why they ever use it. Well, I mean, I guess you could put it there if people don't use it, but I don't. The sound, I turn it down, the music and all that type of thing. This is the usual sort of sound level, somewhere around 30% or so. That tends to be okay for me. And I change my, I guess my cursor here. I don't know if you have to shoot a gun or what, I'm not sure, but it says aim, so I don't know, I went for the old-fashioned looking one. It looks like a, sort of a, like you might see in a really old-fashioned shotgun or something like that. So, that's it. So let's, controls. I changed them so that it's WASD. Left shift is run. Previous and next item is Q and E. Inventory is I. Then for the dialogue reports documents map. I'm assuming this is much like the other game. The so where you could see the dialogues and all that type of thing, and you just right clicked. Now I don't know if this will do the same thing. It doesn't show any more keys, so I'm assuming like the other game, you just right click and it'll bring up this stuff. So maybe or maybe not, I don't know. In that you click to interact, you know, left click to interact, right click to bring up your UI, your user interface. So okay, so here we are. Now, if you listen to the other Let's Play, I'm a big Sherlock Holmes fan, so after I played that game, or about halfway through it, there was a sale on GOG, and I pick up this, and Sherlock Holmes vs. Jack the Ripper, and I plan on playing both of them, so hopefully you can settle in and just enjoy yourself, and I'm going to start up a new game. So, let's do it. Now this... Oh, wow.
Go away, you swine! Leave, or I'll make you bleed!
These all came from the swamps. Could be toting contraband.
Holmes! Help me! Do not fight the calling!
Blood!
I beg of you, Holmes! Fatigue! Relieve your blood!
Oh, no, it can't be. It can't end like this. Again, this nightmare haunts me. It won't let me forget. How did this all begin?
Oh. Okay, now this looks a lot like the other game. Excuse my heat there, that's popping. Sorry. A Sherlock Holmes adventure. This looks great. I'm super happy. I thought it looked really flat and no good. I thought it was really The Awakened. Now the screenshots I saw looked really not that very good. I mean, not very good at all. I thought it looked like an old Quake game or an old. They sort of had looked like they had flat faces. Okay, 2 years ago, London, 1894. They look like Max Payne. I remember Max Payne looking like that. But this doesn't look. This looks really great. It didn't look fantastic. It looks good, and that's good enough for me. It's fine. This looks like the other game. Maybe a little bit less, but fairly close. Yeah, graphically it looks a little less, but pretty close. Yeah, okay, wow.
Good morning, Holmes. Looks like a typical London day. Fog in the morning, fog in the afternoon. Ha! And here's a surprise. Fog in the evening.
Good morning, Watson.
Can you imagine? I have been at it since 5 a.m. and I scarcely think my list of patients for the day has even been touched. What is more insufferable, I haven't even had a moment with the morning paper. They say the minister will assuredly... Holmes, whatever is the matter? You haven't heard a word I have said.
It is the tedium, my dear Watson. Life is ordinary. The papers are lifeless. Any hint of audacity, and dare I say romance, has vanished from the criminal world.
Holmes, it is only temporary. You know perfectly well that sooner or later an exceptional incident will occur in London or thereabout, which cannot rest till the talents of Sherlock Holmes are called into play. Then it will be up to your agile wit to set things right, which should satisfy your constant need for mental gymnastics.
I hope the heavens hear your words, Watson. I hope they do indeed.
I must take my leave, Holmes. I have an appointment with a rather odious man, Captain Stenick. He is apparently in a state, with near tachycardia due to some problem involving his manservant. Why don't you get out for a brisk walk, Holmes? Perhaps buy a newspaper or visit that fellow, Barnes, over on Glentworth Street. You might remember him, the bookseller. He has some new volumes of the particular sort that should occupy your mind for a time.
All right, here we go. Now, the voices sounded, I think they're the same two guys. They sound fairly the same, so, okay, 1 minute. Oh, okay. Do I get to, oh, yes, I can, okay. Is there, I'm changing the viewpoint. Oh, it's only, okay, it's first person, and, okay, good. You press the space bar, and it'll show stuff that you could grab. Oh, man, let me make sure it does it in first person mode. Yes, it does. Okay, there it goes. Showing a little hand. It doesn't have the over-the-shoulder point of view, though. It only has the first person in this one. This point and click, sort of. Can I... Okay. I'm not sure I like this point and click view. Maybe I'll do this for a little while and then switch over to the first, but see, like, I couldn't see too well in front of me there. Oh, that's the cursor is just sort of where I'm looking. Okay, it feels a little floaty. You know, people don't say that's a very good descriptor, but let's see, maybe if let me see if it does this. Okay, well, it says it'll, alright, changes will apply when I restart the game. Nope, okay. It's my, oh, okay, yep, you right click and it brings up the items, dialogues, documents, reports, map, okay. And you change the perspective, okay, R also changes the perspective. Okay, you just click, left click. Okay. Now it feels a little less tight than the other game, but that's alright. I think it's because it's in the first person mode for me. And I think I will probably play the majority of the game in this way. He will let me in this room. Okay. I was trying to go to Watson's room. Okay, let's take a look at the dialogues and the documents. What's okay, map. What's this about? Oh, what's this about? Is a strategy guide? What's that? How do I begin the game? What do I do here? Beginning in Holmes' apartment. Take time to listen to the start of the story and become familiar with the user interface. Okay, that's exactly what I'm doing. No, that's... Oh, wait a minute. Does it show... Oh, no kidding. Showing all the different places and the different... Oh, really? How do I interact with the paperboy? Listen to what he's saying. Read the headlines. How do I... Can I change that? Oh, wait. Is that... Oh, it's showing all the... It's like hints for all the different places. Really? That's interesting. Oh. You could hit 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. There's 5 different clues here. Practice navigating around the room. Pick up anything that you can to add to your inventory. Check out your inventory items. Find out where your documents and reports repository is. When you're finished, head outside into the street. Oh, really? Okay. I have everything right? Pretty much? Okay. This is my room. This is really austere. There's like nothing in here. Okay. The key. Oh, that's my pipe. Another paper. He said something about the paper. Said something about the... Okay. Oh, what's that? No, it's a footstool for shining your shoes. Okay. Alright, I guess we could... One move? Yeah, okay. I guess so. Let me see what's in my inventory. Matches and the knife. Okay. Alright. Alright, so far, I'm pretty happy about this. I really thought the game looked much worse from the pictures. Maybe they remastered, fixed it up a little bit. But it's funny. I just read this story. That harpoon was some guy, a sea captain, sort of a pirate guy, threw it through another guy's chest. He's a harpooner. He threw it through a sort of a really bad guy who's known to be terrible. I go in here. Okay. Now the textures aren't bad. It's a little bit of a flat look there. It's not 3D sort of at all. You can see that this is just a flat texture, a picture texture, draped upon a door. Okay, whereas that one is actually 3D. You see it?
The strand! The strand! Boy, the strand!
Okay, I'm going to turn the voice up a tiny bit. Yeah, right about there. That should do. Now, I'm experimenting here with this, with the sound, so hopefully the music doesn't suddenly get copyrighted for it. Oh yeah, you know what? We're out in the street. Alright, that's right out in front of his house. We weren't in the other game. Okay. Said something about the paper, didn't it? Yeah, okay, Holmes apart. No, what was the... There it is. How do I interact with the paperboy? Listen to what I say and read the headlines. Talk to the paperboy. Use every possible dialogue option to become familiar with interacting with other characters. You need to move on to Bond's bookshop. Okay, got it. Remember that as new locations are mentioned in the story, or after you've been somewhat specific, those locations will be added to your map. You could quickly jump to any of those locations by selecting them from the map. Okay, so gotcha, there's a fast travel. Okay, let's talk to this boy.
Strand! Strand! By the Strand!
So, my young friend, what is the news?
Nothing of interest for the great detective, sir. Those old stuffed shirts ate up half of London at their big scientifical to-do, and some Scandinavia princess is driving the locals wild with curiosity.
A Scandinavian royal is in London? If you and the lads can look sharp and find out more about her visit, there will be some coin for your pockets.
Righto, Mr. Holmes. If there's aught to be found, the irregulars will have it. I'll send the words out to the lads.
What? He just ran off? What about selling the paper?
It is necessary to keep my informants in fighting form.
Okay, apparently something about the princess attacked. All right. The Australian newspaper, 6th of September, 1894, Celestial Phenomenon. Yesterday at the Academy of Sciences, a sumptuous dinner was held for distinguished members of the British scientific community. A central figure at the festivities was astronomer D. Sullivan. This brilliant scientist shocked the world, colleagues, and even continental rivals with his discovery of an upcoming and rare celestial alignment of seven stars. Sullivan has calculated this event will occur in December, sometime within the next few weeks. This unique conjunction is, as it is called in astronomical terms, will be barely visible to the human eye. Detailed observation will require special optical equipment, which only the Academy has in its possession. Even with this equipment, Professor Sullivan noted that conditions must favor a proper viewing of the stars. He took great pleasure in adding that this celestial event will provide an unexpected boon for expert stargazers. The alignment will reveal an eighth star, ordinarily concealed by its neighbors, and whose existence has never been clearly established. The revelation that Fomalhaut, as it is called in ancient texts, might finally be observed had to be the cause of the audience's excited shouts, unless it was the presentation of dessert at that same moment. Okay. So, I guess the eighth star is going to be Fomalhaut. Let's see, we have another article, Strange Disappearance. The recent visit of the Swedish princess Ildura will be remembered as yet another unfortunate event in a series of mishaps related to the scandal-plagued princess. We can only hope that relations between our countries will survive the strain. Among the worst of the incidents was the extraordinary affair with the chocolate auk that, which readers may recall, led to the dismissal of the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Oh, really? Okay, the British diplomat corps has been further embarrassed by the recent mysterious disappearance of the Scandinavian princess's personal bodyguard. This member of her inner circle visited our fair city during his spare time and never returned from his late-night promenade. The police have the greatest confidence that their inquiry will be successful, as the missing man is a striking representative of the Scandinavian race and should have been noted during his visits with the fair nightingales at the gentlemen's clubs about the town in Covent Gardens. Okay, there's another thing here. It says deceased. It is with great sadness that the Northern Lighthouse Board announces the loss of their faithful employee, Matthias Fursten, due to an unfortunate accident. Mr. Fursten has been the security guard at the lighthouse for the last 23 years, and his demise came as a shock to all those who knew him. According to tradition, the position will stay within his family, and his nephew Bart, recently returned from India, will take over the responsibilities at the lighthouse. We bid farewell to Matthias, extend sympathies to his family, wish all the best to young Bart. Wait, did it actually say what happened, what the unfortunate accident is? No, it didn't. Okay. Another article, Strange Fish. Okay. The day before yesterday, a bargeman notified the River Watch about a strange jellyfish floating in the Thames. The watch searched the dark waters and to their shock spotted what appeared to be a human scalp. Oh. Upon closer inspection, it proved to be a wig, redyed in a bright red. According to a label embroidered on the wig's scalp cap, it was the property of a well-known local theatrical company. Unfortunately, the company is said to have fallen into a sad state. Its reputation is rapidly dwindling, and its actors allegedly have taken to alcoholic beverages. There's another thing here. Let's laugh a bit. A man enters a butcher shop. Okay. Really, it's a joke. Okay. The proprietor, a man of declining years, is cutting away at a joint of beef. The customer is stunned to realize the butcher is missing several fingers on his left hand. The butcher, seeing the shocked look of his customer, says in a shaking voice, see you looking. I tell you, I always like to put a bit of myself into the work. But with age, I'm a lot less handy. Oh, God, really? Okay, that's copyright Jaleel AMR Jokes Industry. Okay. Dr. A. Latosis, licorice in resin strong gum. It's another thing here. I guess this is in the ad. Does that sound familiar? Oh, okay, no. Does this sound familiar? Your wife has fled with the coachman from the neighborhood. Your 8th canary has just expired, and even your plants die when you draw near. Yes, these are all familiar signs of malodorant mouth vapors, commonly known as foul breath. I think it's actually called halitosis. But what do you enjoy again? What do you do to enjoy again the healthy pleasures of bachelorhood while keeping enough money to play the ponies? Dr. A. Latosis patented resin-strong gum is your hope for a better life, based on a secret formulation of licorice, molasses, and resin, delicately extracted from Japanese firs. Flavocoptus and Teratotex. This natural gum settles on the teeth, keeping the mouth neatly closed, filtering the breath, and giving it a nice aroma. Stop those rude sniggers. You'll have a smart smile thanks to Resin Strong. 1 shilling for 3 boxes. Resin Strong, find your smile. There you go. Okay, here's one last thing here. Daring thefts. Okay. From our reporter on the continent, last week daring burglars struck several prominent hotels and private estates around Paris. The identity of the victims, as well as the nature of the stolen jewelry, is a closely guarded secret by local authorities. However, it is common knowledge that the victims were among the elite registry, and the value of the stolen articles is said to be staggering. A servant to one of those hardest hit, whose famous name we shall not mention, let slip a rather curious detail about these robberies. It seems the thief left a mysterious calling card, inscribed only with the initials A.L. In place of the purloined gems. In place of the purloined gems. This is one cheeky brigand, to be sure. The Paris authorities are not releasing any additional details, though we will pursue our own sources to get the facts on these remarkable crimes. To be continued. So somebody stole a bunch of gems from rather famous rich people, noted people, and left a card with the initials A.L. Okay. Interesting. Okay, 1894. Okay. Let's see. Anything else going on here? No. Okay. Let's get out. I can see the Australian newspaper. What does it say? Francis X. Bushman, Beverly Bain in The Great Secret. The Island of Desire, something Geo Walsh, E.K. Lincoln in The World Against Him. Okay, I guess it's just different. Okay. Oh, look at the horse. The carriage looks pretty good. Looks really good, actually. I'm extremely pleased. I really thought this was going to look really bad. Can I talk to these people? No. So copper. I looked at. Oh, can I talk to this guy? Oh, this lady? No. I looked up. A shilling is about 5 cents. So whenever you see Sailor looking for a shilling. Still, 5 cents, and 100 shillings a pound. A guinea is about £1 and 5 cents.
My respects, Miss Fleming.
Good day, Mr. Holmes.
Good God, let's get the crap out of me. Okay, apparently this Holmes knows this woman. The Barnes Books. Oh, there it is. Right there, Barnes Books. Isn't that the shop we were supposed to go to? Okay, let me see here. Oh, okay. I want to walk. Oh, he's not walking. Why is he always running? No kidding, huh? Yeah, okay. Oh, okay.
Pardon me, I'm looking for the Barnes bookshop. Would you happen to know it?
I know the place, know it well, Mr. Holmes. The bookshop is on Glentworth Street. Take your first right and then the next left, and you'll find it straight away.
Oh, so some of these people you can talk to. And some people you can't, apparently. So. Anybody? Who's this guy? Suspicious looking guy standing in front of a door. Okay. He said, yeah, okay, yeah, I was down here. It's just when I walked by this little woman suddenly talked to me when I clicked, so. Barnes bookseller. Okay, let's go in. Ooh, nice little bell.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. How are you? I have some new novels that should interest you. A nice illustrated volume on fish and a collection of legends on piracy. They must be here somewhere.
Okay. A fish book. I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit again. The speaking needs to go up a little bit higher, I think. I'm still adjusting, so... okay. Oh, here it is, right here.
Ah, the Pirates book.
Okay, Desperate Pirates. Oh God, more reading, a lot of it. How much of it? Wow, that's a lot. Okay. I'll do it real quick. Okay, Desperate, just has a picture of a pirate symbol and says, who pretended to be the lover of his brother-in-law? Oh, wait. Is there another page? Okay, no. No, that's it. Okay. On page 51. We now close this chapter on the cruise of famous pirates with the most terrible of the lot, the dreaded Shacks of McGrinty. Yes, that's exactly right, Shacks of McGrinty. Never before has one band of seafaring men had as many abominable and bloody crimes to their foul credit as McGrinty and his Shacks. To fully list their atrocities would likely require a dozen dedicated volumes. McGrinty himself is regarded by experts as a psychopath and deviant. Ooh, deviant, in spite of his indisputable seafaring skills and qualities as a leader. His refusal to give any quarter to those who surrendered is well documented. In particular, his preference for dispatching the unfortunate survivors by either slicing them to ribbons or performing slow evisceration. Ew. There is also his well-known unnatural attraction to dead men of the cloth. Wow, really? Okay. Which is supported by numerous witness statements. Clearly a man of profane appetites and disregard for all humanity. Okay, this is actually pretty interesting now. In recent years, his depraved reputation has faded from public awareness, and younger generations know McGrinty primarily from the romantic tales of his infamous lost treasure. And the interest is well based, as McGrinty's treasure cache is estimated by the Royal Navy registers as one of the richest of its kind. Gold, precious stones, jewelry, works of art are but some of the riches taken from vanquished ships by this pirate lord and his crew. The biggest mystery is the whereabouts of this fabled booty. No trace of it has surfaced in these long years, nary a gold coin or scrap of cloth. History tells us very little about the fate of both the treasure and the sinister captain and his crew. There is one report that hints at the hiding place of McGrinty's lost riches, though it is of dubious quality. On November 1801, near the west coast of Scotland, the crew of a fishing boat witnessed a battle between the pirate horde and another ship. McGrinty was the victor and boarded the vanquished ship, which was laden with rum and molasses from the new continent. The fishermen then observed the pirates sailing back into coastal waters. Being sore afraid, they took to sea as quickly as possible. From that day, there was little word of McGrinty and his sharks. There are outlandish tales of the devil coming to claim his due, taking hold of McGrinty's vessel, the Vampire, and turning it into a ghost ship. Oh, really? McGrinty and his crew, ghost pirates. McGrinty and his crew were never seen again, but there are those who swear they saw the ghostly vampire ship, being captained and crewed by the undead. Other rumors surfaced over time that are, hard as it may seem, even more preposterous and deemed unworthy of mention. The only credible account of McGrinty's hiding place comes from the supposed vampire crewman, taken prisoner during one of McGrinty's last known battles with the Queen's own navy. Unfortunately, McGrinty, his ship, and the rest of his men escaped once again and vanished to parts unknown. The captured brigand bartered for his skin and promised to tell the captain about McGrinty's hiding place along the Scottish coast. He spoke of tunnels, secret entries from the sea and earth, and the means of gaining entrance to one of them. According to those present, he uttered these peculiar words. From the middle of the 3 throwing mouths, 30 steps towards the ram. What? From the middle of the 3 throwing mouths, 30 steps towards the ram. Okay. He refused to say more unless he was granted immediate safe conduct to the nearest port and released. This arrogance cost him his head. No account was given of his last words, which were deemed self-serving lies from a villain desperate to escape his final justice. Well, we'll never know, I guess, till we find these 3 throwing mouths. Okay, well, that's it. Well, that was pretty interesting. Let's see, we got here another door. Can I look at any of these books? No? Okay. I guess not. They're all just textures on there. Oh, here's a book. What does that say? The universe. Something, can't really read it.
A book about sea fauna.
Really? Okay. Detailed engravings and anatomical data of underwater fauna. Volume 2. Alright, there was a Volume 1, huh? I mean, this is Volume 2. Okay, lane snapper, silver sea trout, red drum, Spanish sardine, perch, and red pogie. Oh, these are interesting looking fish. Oh, that's what a perch looks like, huh? Okay. Good looking fish, actually. That's pictures of the different fish. The lane snapper is all red and gold. Actually a pretty colorful fish. The red drum is actually sort of brownish looking. Spanish sardine is blue. Bluish and silver. Okay, that's it. Just these 6 fish in it. Okay, good enough. Anything else here? Let's see, I'm hitting the spacebar and don't see anything.
I will take them.
Thank you, and goodbye, Mr. Holmes.
Good. Okay. Really, he bought the fish book, huh? That's pretty interesting. I have to get used to that. As he walks by people, sometimes it just immediately shows him. It suddenly snaps to that person, and they start talking. Okay, be out of here. Oh, what's going on? Okay. Let's see here. Is that woman talking to me?
My respects, Miss Fleming.
Okay. What about this woman here? No? Interesting. I'm just checking out the town.
I have no reason to go there.
Okay. I can't actually go there. That's a blocked off area. The Golden Lion. Okay. Oh, what's going on?
Holmes! Here!
Oh, okay. So Watson, what's he doing out? Hello, Watson.
Ah, it's good that I found you, Holmes. As I told you this morning, I visited Captain Stenick. Although his symptoms are not serious, the circumstances which caused his palpitations are quite peculiar. Perhaps you can make something of it. Here is Captain Stenick and Sergeant Ruffles.
Oh. Really? Okay. Medical ailments are generally not his strong point. Let's talk to the captain. The cop.
Now then, Sergeant, what is it about, and what elements of the crime do you have documented?
Referring to the official report, the following particulars were taken down. A young Maori responding to the name Beaupa was reported missing by his employer, Mr. Stenick. No one in the surrounding area saw or heard anything relevant to this incident. In truth, we rarely concern ourselves with cases such as this, but the lad speaks not a single word of English, and according to his employer, has considerable strength. Considering the wild customs of his native land, who knows what damage he could cause?
Okay.
You must know, Mr. Holmes, there have been a few similar cases reported recently. The facts are much the same. Immigrants from the poor districts have been reported missing by their families. We expect that some low-class brothel has opened its doors to the local exotics, and Mr. Holmes, you can imagine how word would spread. Mark my words, with his unique looks and speech, we'll find this boy in no time. I imagine he'll have nothing worse to show than empty pockets and a delighted air.
That is a possibility, to be sure. However, I would be most grateful if you could ask your superiors to send me the reports about those similar cases. I rely on you, Ruffles.
Well, if he can't really speak English, how's he going to get into a brothel? And he probably has no damn money, to be honest. Okay, this is Captain Stenick.
Captain, I understand from Watson you are quite upset.
Any man will be the same, and with less provocation. My servant has left in the middle of the night. Damned ungrateful after all I have done for him. To top it off, he knows not one word of English. Finally, if he causes any damage, I will bear the brunt of people's anger and suffer the consequences, as I am the person who brought him to England.
How long was he in your employment, and is he accustomed to vanishing in this manner?
We returned from Australia more than 5 months ago now. But to his credit, he never left this house before now. He is afraid of the city, as are many inhabitants from open spaces.
Could he have stolen something?
Upon my word, no.
How much money does he have on his person?
Frankly speaking, he didn't have any money. I kept his wages for him, and they are in my safe. In any event, what the deuce would he have a need for money?
Who knew that he worked at your home, and had he any contacts here in London?
Anyone who deals with me professionally knows Beaupa is my personal servant. As for his contacts, they are limited to the delivery men who bring food or other items to my home. What reason could he have to see anyone other than myself?
Watson, continue your search here. I must follow another lead.
I imagine he didn't have any reason, so he couldn't speak to anybody unless to the Maori. And he didn't have any money, so he wasn't going to the brothel. Which is very rude to assume, by the way. I was just assume he's some kind of idiot and just ran off to go screw around like that. Okay. Oh, what's this? Oh, okay, I gotta be wrapping up in a minute. Just wanna look at this first.
What a peculiar drawing.
Oh, this is that kind of Maori drawings you see on the tattoos in New Zealand and stuff like that. In the shack where the young Maori, Beaupa, was living, there's a drawing on the soil in Maori style. It depicts what appears to be the silhouette of a human running from a huge wave filled with vague forms that resemble flying fish. Really? Is it? Oh yeah, it does. Look at that. Some kind of giant fish, and looks like, yeah, people being sucked into its mouth. It looks more like, oh wow, that's actually a really cool drawing. I really like that. Okay, what's this inside this bowl? So, oh, what's there? Okay. Oh, here we go. I had to use the magnifying glass to look at stuff. Oh, what's that? Okay, no, nothing. No.
This appears to contain some measure of opium. I shall analyze it at Baker Street.
Really? Okay. Wait, I want to look at more of that. What's that thing in my... Okay, small lump. Okay. It looked like there was... Okay. This is his place. This is where he lives. A little shack with a little crap thing on a little hay. It's hay. It's a little hay mattress on the floor. There's like a shed. Wow. Okay. There's footprints here. On a grate. I keep on forgetting. I click on it. I keep on expecting it to shine or something. There we go.
Footsteps. Let's see.
Okay, what's this thing here I'm looking at?
Footsteps. Let's see.
Okay, there's some kind of string or something there. Okay, I'm only using my magnifying glass to look at them. Okay, you know what? No, go back.
Footsteps. Let's see.
I want to measure this. I have a measuring tape. Okay, did he measure it? What's going on now? Oh, okay.
The size is undoubtedly 7. The shoes are also hard-soled.
Really? Okay. Oh, that was pretty good. Footstep traces at Stenik's house. In Mr. Stenik's garden, I noticed footsteps leading away from the wall and towards the shack door. They were a size 7. This size, in connection with the depth of the impressions near the wall, suggests a heavy or large man. Really? Okay. Could I get anything else out of it by using the magnifying glass here? Okay, what? Okay, nope. Come back. Okay, nope. There, okay. Well, let me go back to it. Okay. Obviously, the guy ran. Oh, the guy jumped over.
Footsteps. Let's see.
Right, what's that? Hold on, there's more. Okay, what's that?
How strange. This appears to be a fish scale.
Yeah.
I shall have to examine this more thoroughly under the microscope.
Okay. Some kind of fish scale there and fish bones? Can't tell. Let me. No,
Footsteps. Let's see.
I'm going to use the measuring tape again.
The size is undoubtedly 7. The shoes are also hard-soled.
No.
Footsteps. Let's see.
Okay, they're still letting me... Okay.
Footsteps. Let's see.
Sorry about that.
Footsteps.
It keeps on... Whenever I click on something, it's doing... Okay, what's this? Size... This is bigger than size 9. I mean 7. It's size 9 or something. Matter of fact, that's almost 10. Okay, let me use the magnifying glass here. Okay. Now I hope this is like the other game where they won't let you leave an area until you pick up the clues. Because this is not giving me any hints at all, so... I'm just clicking anywhere to try and look at stuff here. because it is allowing me to...
The size is undoubtedly...
Okay. It's allowing me to look at it again and again. So that sort of makes me think that I could still get more clues from it. Where's the other ones over here? It just stopped. Yeah, it stopped. Okay, I don't want to waste too much time in this. But,
Footsteps. Let's see.
I have no idea what this picture is supposed to be of. What's it? A string? This is an item you could use in the inventory? A string or something? I don't know. It's kind of a string with a pencil, like a sharp little harpoon front or something? A little... I don't know. Okay, let's use the magnifying glass, I imagine. Well, I got the things tonight, so I guess that's it, really. I don't know why it would still let me look. No. I'm not seeing anything else here, so... And I will end up... Okay, that's it for now. You know what I will do? Let me look at the... Okay, there. Captain, let's look at the notes here. Captain Stenning's house. What's going on here? Converse with everyone you can about all topics. We have a missing person. What would Sherlock Holmes do at this point? A careful investigation of the area is in order. It appears that the shed behind the house is where Balpa lived. Begin by exploring inside the shed. Did that. Listen carefully to all of Holmes' comments. Look at the round bowl on the floor. Did that. We have to use the magnifying glass in the bowl. Did that. Take a small black pellet from the bowl. Be sure to look high as well as low. Really? Okay. Check the... Okay, let's go look then. Look high as well as low. Oh, really?
Flaxen. Yellow in colour.
There's a thing on the little piece of cloth above the mantle. The lintel of the door here. So, that was interesting. Piece of cloth, fish scale, small lump. Okay, let's see what else it says. Yeah, take the lintel over the doorway. Take the piece of cloth from the lintel. Make a careful examination of the yard around the shed as well. Did that. Check at the base of the far wall. Note the footprints on the ground. You'll need to get a closer look at them. What tools do you have in the close-up view? Use the magnifying glass to find out something important about the footprints. Really? Okay, continue to examine the footprints in detail until Holmes comments on the print showing a missing nail. Oh, really? A missing nail? Really? Okay, I'm not...
Footsteps. Let's see.
Missing nail? I don't see that. Oh, maybe the footprint up here? I knew I could still look at these footprints. I was wondering what was going on. Really, where is this missing nail? Because I don't see any. It's not saying anything. A missing nail in the footprint? Or what does that mean? Oh, maybe. Okay, here we go. There. Nope, those aren't nails. Oh, there. Okay,
The right shoe is missing a nail.
Wow, really? That you have to get in that. Okay, thank God they have the little things I could look at, because otherwise. I observed traces of footsteps leading from the wall around the house to the entrance of a nearby shack. There was additional evidence of a heavy object, consistent with being a man, lying on the ground from the wall. Inference is the man is of a certain weight. The footsteps were consistent with a size 7, fully soled shoe. A nail is missing in the sole of the right shoe. Okay. I say use a measuring tape to determine the shoe size. Did that. To use the measuring tape, hold it at the end. Okay, yep, did that. There's also one more item to discover in the close-up view of the footprints. Search around the top left of the screen. I did that. I found the fish scale. Okay, take the fish scale you find. Yep. Explore around the remainder of the yard. Find the ladder lying on the ground near the closed gate. Okay, let's. Okay, how do I? What really? Okay, okay. Let me get out, please. Why is this not? This won't let me out. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Let me out. Oh my god, really? It's sort of stuck here. Hold on. Why am I? Oh wow, really? Okay. Oh, thank God. Wouldn't let me out. That's what that thing was. It really wasn't letting me out of that screen. Okay, now let me look at the other side of it. Okay, I'm getting on an hour. Close to an hour. I'm going to have to stop at some point soon. But I do want to check out the rest of the house here. And this is the first episode, so it'll be overly long. Now, what was he talking about the ladder? Okay, I don't see any ladder here. Is it behind the shed? I didn't look over here yet. I do want to look outside the house here, around the outside of the wall. Let me take a look at that. Let me get out of here. Okay, I can't walk around.
I have no reason to go there.
Okay, I can't. Okay. It's not letting me get too far away. Okay, where is this so-called ladder? Maybe I should use the other view. Because when I'm walking around, it'll show. Yeah, maybe I'll be able to see stuff better, maybe. I might have to switch viewpoints all the time here. Okay. What was that I just bumped into? Oh, nothing. Okay. Okay. I'm not seeing a ladder. Okay. There, let me look over here. Could I go into this building? No, I can't. Okay. Let's look at the notes again. Let's not be stubborn. Find the ladder lying on the ground near the closed gate. Okay. The closed gate. I don't. What gate? Okay, this must be outside because I'm not seeing a gate. There's only an open gate, and that's the gate we came in from. That one. Otherwise, I don't see any. Yeah, it must be. Maybe this side? Maybe I can go around here. Okay, yes. Maybe I can. Yep. Yeah, we can. We can go around. So what do we have?
I have no reason to go there.
Okay. Oh, here's the. Oh, here's a ladder. Okay.
This should prove useful.
Well, you have to get really close for the hand signal to pop up.
I have no reason to go there.
Okay, I have a ladder. And can I go climb up this guy's house, or is he going to get mad? Look at my notes. Okay. I can. Place the ladder against the wall near the twisted pieces of metal at the top of the wall. Climb the ladder and find a piece of fiber on the piece of the metal. What? Okay. I see twisted pieces of metal. Get the ladder ready. Okay, there we go.
I have no reason to go there.
Okay. if they meet on the inside of the house here. I probably shouldn't look at those clues too much, but I'm just trying to hurry because it's the end of the game. I want to hurry up here, so. Oh, okay, yep, it does work. Okay, did I just crawl over? Oh, what's going on? Oh, there's some, what was that? In Mr. Stenik's garden, on top of the wall, I found some plant fibers. Okay.
Fibers? Why are they here? It will be necessary for me to examine this more closely at Baker Street.
Okay. Guess that's it, huh? What did it say? Okay, return to the front of the house, converse with the men there. I'll do that. I guess this will be a full 1 hour episode.
Come, Watson, we must return to Baker Street.
What do you make of this, Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Stenik, I wish my news were your servant simply left your employment voluntarily for the service of a more honest man. Unfortunately, I don't have that pleasure. In truth, the news is grim indeed. Your servant was seen in the company of 2 men yesterday.
Well?
One of the 2 is a man of moderate size, very robust, and a mature age.
Oh, okay.
His profession, which will be the key element in our investigation of this affair, will be determined by me within few hours. The other is a young Hindi who is tall and only recently arrived in England. There is a darker side to these events. Your man was not with them by choice. Rather, the evidence shows he was kidnapped. At this moment, the reasons behind this villainous act are unknown, but rest assured, the truth will not elude me for long. Gentlemen, I wish you a good day. Come, Watson, we must hurry. There's a great deal to do and little enough time to spare.
Holmes, I must protest. You did not spare my client, Captain Stenik. This seems unusually harsh.
That may be, Watson, but now what matters more is to know the reasons behind the kidnapping of this young aboriginal yesterday evening in central London, and more importantly, what has become of him. I must concentrate on a small experiment I will run to test my theories. Please go to the poor Lovelorn Barnes and ask him if he has something on the Maori nation and its traditions. Also, if you should happen to see the newsboy outside, find out what he knows, and if it has value, give him a coin. And for God's sake, don't be a miser, Watson.
A miser? You cost me one of my patients, and you question my level of generosity with your informers? Oh, really, Holmes, sometimes you go too far.
He constantly makes Watson pay for everything. He's right, he does go too far. He often, like, he won't pay for a damn thing. So, okay. I'm assuming I'm playing what? Oh, no, okay, I'm playing Sherlock Holmes again. Okay. I need to end the game here, and this seems like it's going to be a little bit harder to play than the other game. Seems a little harsher as far as finding clues and stuff. But it does have that guide, so if I get really stuck, I could go look at it. And that's sort of nice. I don't mind that. I'll try not to use it so much, but I don't want to sit here and waste too much time or anything. But so, in the meantime, this Bunnysays, I'll say goodbye, and thank you for joining me. One last thing I did want to mention was that this game apparently has something to do with Cthulhu, with the Cthulhu mythos. So, from H.P. Lovecraft. So, if you have any interest in that, that's why I'm wondering about these stars aligning and these fish scales. If you know anything about Cthulhu and H.P. Lovecraft, you know what I'm talking about. But I will save that, and hopefully you could join me next time and learn more about it. Right now, I'm going to say goodbye, and thank you for joining me. Goodbye.